So, I mean, they definitely have chances and opportunities to make impact here, and I don't think I really have any confidence on a pick, but I think it makes sense to say that Levitate has a slight advantage going in here.
I would agree with that, and I think Nuke is actually going to be a big map for them because, that you look at Triumph, who is probably one of the best teams in this entire division, and they lost 16-14 to them in Premier earlier. So, I think Nuke is going to be a really big map for Levitate, but we're into it. We're underway between Levitate and Imperium, best of three here towards the bottom of Group B. As it's going to be Imperium to start on that T side. Levitate have picked the CT side to start, and they're going to come over here with this B site bomb hit to begin things.
Yeah, good flash bangs, but as one kill per hate. That's quite a nice little find. Delta 9 getting a forward position, trying to find frags, and does just that. So the flashbangs, the nades, they're pretty good for Imperium, but it didn't really work out because that counter utility was on point for Levitate. So they take the first.
Yeah, very nicely done from Levitate, and yeah, I think it's going to be. Look, it's going to be. You got to win this round, right? I always say this as CT side: you win round one, you lose round two, you're even in even worse position. But they're going to come in with the FAMAS and 4 MP9s. They got the pistols up on the Imperium side, a couple three P250s, in fact. So, chance, especially at these close quarters, to do some damage. But that's what they're hoping the SMGs will do. Spam's coming in here early on, but it's just an absolute mop up. Nox and Delta and Ghosty all in there taking kills away. Imperium just get one to their name in that round, and it's a very quick anti-eco for Levitate to clean up a second round here.
Yeah, and you said it yourself, a very much necessary round. If you lose that second round as a CT, you're boned in every way possible. There's just no way to get around it. Levitate, they take it in easy fashion, and they do exactly. So we move here into what is the first gun round, though, of course, it is bonus weapons out for the CTs. And already quite a bit of damage done there to Ghosty and Nox both, as the push looks like it's incoming, at least initially, over here just towards the A fountain. But it looks like they're just trying to play very slow, very methodical here in the early stages of round 3.
Yeah, very, very slow. Like the construction control from the CTs here of Levitate really do. There's going to be a play up here towards top con and just making a little bit of noise. But big tags, though, already down onto Nox and Ghosty, who are low. There's Valens to clean out connector, and Sharps is going to take a kill as well. So 5v3 in favor of Levitate. Again, bonus round here. The MP9 still coming in here. Grenade over the top will not do. Oh, it actually does find Sharps. Or Sharps, beg your pardon. And Nox has leveled this back to a 3v3. The player out wide, though, is going to always win the advantage there with the AK. Just the range on that AK coming out from wide. So the wide swing will work. It leaves Nox in the 1v3 eventually with the bomb down on A.
Yeah, and Allison's position's quite good as well to stop any attempt, though it's not incoming really, at a retake. So Nox is just going to have to get away with this AK-47. And if they do, the AK-47 is going to be strong. But oh no, Allison is ready and waiting. Though missing the shot is going to allow for Nox to get away with their life. So that's pretty solid. A little bit more damage done. Not that realistically with that bomb plant the T's are hurting for cash in any way. But every frag counts, and $300 in your pocket sure don't hurt nobody.
Mainline Sap in the chat says exec cobble. Mate, I missile cobble. I'm not gonna lie. First round on the board for Imperium, though. Nicely done from them. We'll see what the buy is like for Levitate coming into this round, as they're gonna have to put quite a few, I think, shuffle quite a bit around is what I was trying to say for Levitate. But I actually did a little bit of research during those first two rounds. I went back and just took a peek again at each of the series, right, Vincent?
Yeah.
And the more that I look at it, the more I think Levitate are probably good money for the favorites coming into this matchup, because that nuke that they have is superb from them. Yes, they've lost it more times than they've won it, but every single game has been close if they haven't won it. So it's not been the same for the Overpass for Imperium. So I'm looking at it going, you know what? I actually think Levitate here, especially if they can take the Overpass away, are going to be really, really in a strong position to win this series. But Ghosty there finds one with the Deagle. Knocks with an AK, finds another. There's a big tag. There's the kill from Ghosty. It's 2 with the Deagle, the arguably the worst gun coming into this round. And he's picked up 2 with it. Now it's a 2v5. Atomic and Wilkie are all that remains. Wilkie's not going to get anything as Knox with that peek wins the gun duel. And that's left Atomic here without the bomb. Granted, it is in a recoverable position, but without the bomb and in a 1v5.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough, right? Atomic trying to do what you can with 40 seconds, but yeah, that deal from Ghosty so strong to get 2 frags there. Should get the first here, and does. Though I think that should be short-lived as he swings around trying to find someone, and Ghosty's ready and waiting for an AK to the face. But yeah, a very solid round there from Ghosty to get the triple kill. Not only that, but the 2 kills with that deagle. The limited investment. You were right about shuffling the money around. They had to do just that, but Levitate come out on top regardless. That does mean that we are into a bit of an eco here for Imperium. They, only won that 1 round, and it was against the bonus weapons. So it didn't really farm all that much cash, and so they didn't get a bomb plant, and they've got to go back on to the save.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a little bit rough for him. I mean, it's just been very labored. Like CT side Overpass is just, I feel like it's one of those maps just becoming more and more CT sided by the day, and Imperium might be finding that out firsthand here tonight, as Atomic actually is going to get the kill with the Glock to open things up. Delta just in a too far forward position. There's a nice kill from Swan, and it's going to be a 4v4. He's got to be careful. The player long pushing up, and I believe that is Atomic pushing up. Oh no, I'm sorry, beg your pardon. It's Valence, and Swan with another kill with the AWP. Very good molly to at least allow the retreat for the AWP back to the bank, and now he can hold for this angle on Valence if he wishes to.
Oh, does just that. Able to get the frag as well. Knox falls in with another, leaving simply Ellison. A missed shot there from Swan does allow for Ellison to get 1 frag, but that AWP should be recovered and is quite easily by Knox. So realistically, Levitate, they're okay with that. In a pretty solid position here now, round number 6 on the cards as they move forward. So I think that realistically, this is where I want to see Imperium get back into things. They should have the cash, should have the money, and indeed they do. Look at the utility, very, very strong here for the T's, and so that certainly can allow for them to try and actually execute. That was part of their problem there in the prior round, and the prior gun round, that they just really didn't have the utility to execute effectively, and so they kind of ran into a bit of a meat grinder over here at B.
Now, Vincent, I just want to point something out in the chat.
Yeah.
Mainline Sap says, I'm here for the memes, but I also love you all. And he tags me, Jakey, and Halo Flyer. I'm a boomer. I can't meme, but at the same time, I can never give the memes up. I'm always going to let you down. But don't catch me kissing another game, because I'm never going to run around Desert CS. That's for sure.
You see, the worst part about that is I got no love in that either. That's the worst part.
Nice entry from Ellison onto this ace or B site. He's actually going to get a double kill in round number 6 here, as Swan has to go big with the AWP. He's only going to be worth 1, as Sherps comes in and gets another double, and that's going to leave Delta all alone here towards the underpass. Wilkie takes him out, and Imperium get a 2nd round on the board. So nicely done. I apologize for referring to this matchup as a relegation matchup during our podcast, says Halo. It is a relegation scrap, though. Like, it's not a relegation tournament match, but 100% this is a relegation scrap. That's what I would say.
Hold on. Did Halo miss when I opened this as the dumpster showdown? did he miss that? What is he apologizing for? Jeez.
See, Halo and I are not weebs, so we don't get your weird anime references.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen. Everybody who's seen the anime in the chat is thinking, well, oh, that's a banger. But, it's fine. It's fine. I'll sit here and be the weeb among us, but yeah, 4-2.
Between Jakey, myself, and you, there's one imposter. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, there's Counter-Strike going on, Benny. We should talk about it. Levitate. They are on a bit of a weird buy, considering that they had to force in here a little bit limited on utility they were in this round. Had to pull out the MP9 to get anything really, and they're pretty much out of that utility that they did have here with about a minute left. So I hate to say I said, I told you so, but I think it was very much the utility in the last round that really helped open things up here at B for the T's. And, well, we could be seeing the exact same thing here once more, as it looks as if Imperium are grouping up to do yet another B hit.
Yeah, another B hit for Imperium. So it is going to be, looks like the grenade's going out towards B here. The heaven smoke comes out. Ellison's creeping off the edge of the smoke. And, ooh, you could find this player over here towards the graffiti, but Hate's actually going to get one. Hate's in a really good position, but he can't convert a second. And just like that, kills come out quick and fast. Knocks in a great position, takes down one. Low HP remaining. He takes down another. A beautiful multi-kill round for Knox. I believe it was, I want to say it was 3 in the end. It could have been 4. I didn't quite catch it, but a wonderful round from him in defense of the B bomb site, and it is the 5th for Levitate. They come back in, they win again. Trading rounds is never favorable for the CTs, but at least they're on the winning end of this one. And now they're, I mean, you can see instantly how less favorable it is. They've got 2 MP9s against these quad AKs, but still, you're on the board, you're still ticking away rounds, and that's obviously the most important thing.
Yeah, I had 1 MP9 last round and 2 this round, despite winning the last round. So, yeah, definitely not ideal. Flashes do come in to push Delta 9 off of that angle, and he is going to fall for that trouble, but Swan is ready and waiting with this AWP. Now has to call in the help because there is players coming in quick and fast here. Tries for that shot, but it's going to lose out eventually. Coming in here now is Hate, who's trying to find something. Does have 1 kill and gets mollied over here towards Optimus. So he's going to have to try and find out something as the rest of the team comes in to help, but it's not going to be quite enough as Wilkie gets aggressive. It's 2 for 2, leaving Ghosty now in the 1-on-1 MP9 in hand.
Yeah, and really wants to have a go for this. Got to pick the right timing. 45 seconds remaining. Wilkie's got the bomb, but he doesn't want to plant it. He's holding for a peek coming out of bank right now, and he does not get any peek coming, so he is going to go for the plant. Front side dice. Grenade down over there towards dumpster. It's not going to find anything. As Ghosty here could find his long, or short range, I should say, is going to win the duel. He gives it to Wilkie a little bit more. He'll grab that AWP. Thank you very much. Upgrades to a Deagle. And he's got to come back. You got to at some point get the bomb defused, mate. I understand
no.
the BM.
The BM is more important.
Yeah, exactly, dude. In all honesty, Vincent, once land returns, if I ever compete at it, I'd do the same thing. Let him know. I'll let him know.
I mean, I have. So you gotta show him who's boss. That's exactly what you do. So yeah, Ghosty with a little bit of BM. It's just for the funsies. All mates, of course.
Yeah,
no idea.
Well, in all fairness, Vincent, mainline said he's here for the memes, and there you go.
There you go. Yeah, we're just here delivering. That's all. But apparently this game is back and forth all the way around. Levitate do finally solidify their position once more by getting 2 in a row, but there's still a bye here. It is not ideal, and especially with those double kill from Hate, it's going to make things very difficult now with 2 players remaining.
Yeah, and they stayed on the boost. Usually you'd be content to take that double kill and fall off the boost, but they're going to stay on it. The flashbang. Hate is just going to pop back up. He wants more. He's going to get it as well. A triple kill. Atomic will find Delta, but, I mean, that is just consolation at this rate. It is going to be a 1v4. The bomb is down in construction as well. This is just not doable for Atomic, really, at any point in time. And a minute left. Has to maybe find out what he wants to do here. The smoke coming in towards the pipe makes things even more difficult, and he smokes himself off from the ramp over towards B as well. So just going to have a little sit down in Canal. And let's see. Ghosty may want to push this smoke. Ghosty's here ready for it. I don't know if Atomic will be.
Ooh. That's a nice shot from Atomic, but unfortunately it is short-lived. Hate does clean up a quad kill there on the round. Makes things look quite simple and easy for the Levitate side of things. And, well, I mean, you were talking about Levitate being favored here, and it's certainly looking that way here in half number one, 7-2, the score line at the moment. Still, a little bit of Counter-Strike left to play here, but the economic position is not ideal for Imperium. They've got to go back onto this save and see what they can do with these Deagles. They haven't had a whole ton of success with them so far in this game, so we'll see if they can turn that around now.
I mean, certainly this is a round that you would want to. The Levitate are 5 rounds ahead already. You don't want to really start to roll away from you, but it's going to be the 5v4. Swan with an excellent first lop shot, by the way. That is superb. And now it's going to be the player advantage for Levitate, as I can see the chats just saw the BM. We are on a bit of a delay, obviously, but love to see it. But still, a great op shot actually from Swan to open the round up for Levitate. And Imperium is just going to sit up here into the bathrooms. They got Valens here just peeking over long. He's been spotted. That's an excellent second shot. Valens will fall, and now it's going to be a 5v3. Swan is just absolutely going ham on this AWP.
I mean, this is a very nice position. I really love what Swan's been doing. Has had, a couple of missed shots, but a couple of very nice ones as well. And with the rest of Levitate here, it's simply a matter of time before they run into the meat grinder that is a sight, and there it is. The meat grinder starts rolling, and Delta 9 picks up a couple frags to the smoke for good measure. So 8-2 now the scoreline, Benny. We're in a spot where I think Imperium needs to start picking up a couple rounds in a row here if they want to keep this half relevant.
Yeah, I mean, that's the danger, right? I had mentioned it just in that previous round that you don't want to let Levitate just roll these rounds away from you. And Imperium are in danger of doing just that. I mean, they have a Galil over on Nox, but they have an AK over on Hate. But, I mean, you lose this gun round and you're denied a bomb plant. You're looking at another eco and Levitate a chance for 10 if that happens. So you can't really give that up. You need to start putting the performance together right now. And it is going to be the quad AKs, but the AWP that Imperium come back into this round with. They don't have a ton of utility, but they do have enough left to take a bomb site here, as Wilkie's going to try and cut off any rotations from the CTs in towards Connector. He tries to flush out the player close as well. Okay, so is one there, but there is not. Playing very passive within sight this round is Levitate, and Nox will fall. Wilkie finds the opening kill. That's certainly a good start for Imperium, but they need more.
Yeah, I mean, they need more is kind of the story of this game thus far. Imperium, they've had a couple of good ideas, a couple of good rounds, but they just need more of that. And it looks like we might be seeing that. This is going back to the well of success before. This B execution playing close by. The smoke is Ghosty. Dies, though, immediately. Hate running through the smoke. Finds 2 on the spray down. This Delta gets in the action. Able to find the first. Now 2 on 2 is Wilkie. Climbs up around the corner. It is 1 for 1, though, leaving it all on the back of Swan and Wilkie at 28 HP. It's the timing. Oh, so close as he's ready for it. Swan, but a missed shot allows for Wilkie to recover that bomb and potentially get a plant down here. 10 seconds left. Climbs up over the box and able to get the spray down. Wilkie winning out over Swan in that 1v1.
Yeah, that's a great 1v1 win, but look, the absolute, the sheer guts to just jump up onto that box and go for the gun duel instead of try anything else. I mean, it works out for them, and Imperium do get a third round off the back of it. Like I said, a much-needed third round, but they only keep one player alive, right? So it's not ideal for them. They have a Galil now on Sherps. They have less utility this round than what they came in with last round, and I mean, they have Levitate, though, on the border of their money. That's the only upside. So it is going to be a second round that's required from Imperium in a row in order to fully break this money from Levitate, as Delta here is going to throw that smoke towards the outside of the bathrooms just to try and slow the approach. He looks to be... Oh, I was going to say, maybe he's the only player on A, but Swan is here, and he's caught looking the wrong way. Ellison gets the kill, but Delta's answered back with 2, and that gives Levitate the player advantage here, as Imperium still want to push towards this A site. Bomb is just coming up here outside the bathrooms.
Man, I love what Ghosty was doing there towards B. I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot, though. That being said, the flash is really solid there for Hats, and Hats finds a second as well. It's left just to Atomic here in the 1-on-4. Misses the first shot and swatted out for the treble. Can try and get the repeat, but it's now got Ghosty here in the back line coming up and dispatching him. Does eventually get one, but that's not really ideal. So once again, it's just a trade of rounds here, Benny, 1-for-1, and that's just not really what is needed for this Levitate side, or rather for this Imperium side to run away with.
No, right. You're absolutely right. Like economic wise, obviously it's going to hurt Levitate more in the long run. But when you're already up 8-2, when you start trading rounds, it's just going to make things more difficult for you. Imperium 9-3 down now, and the quick play over towards B is stopped by a bit of utility, as they are just on pistols on the Imperium side now. Not great situation to be in, as 4 Deagles and a Tech 9 is all they've got. Sherp's trying to come up on the B site here from short to make something happen, and Ghosty leaves the barrels temporarily just to try and peek over. They miss each other with the timing, as Wilkie gets a big tag, actually, or is tagged, I should say, for 81. There's the opening kill, though. Atomic with the Tech 9 gets it. Oh, that's a great Deagle shot from Ellison, actually, and now they're starting to think about the B bomb site. But here's the problem, Vincent. They didn't bring the bomb with them. So even if they wanted to take advantage of these kills over towards B, they can't, because the CTs have had time to completely reset. Now, they have a player over towards long, and yes, the 3v4 is still going to be difficult for Levitate, because you could technically, 3v1, 4v1 a bomb site here, but still, the CTs have plenty of time to reset and rotate around. I do like that they're sending a second player. I actually would just stack 3 towards a bomb site and then play retake if you wanted to. You can gamble a little bit here. You're up 9-3, but look at the position of Valens. How's he got into this spot? Well, it's not going to matter. Swan's going to take him down.
Yeah, that's a little bit tough, right? You hate to see that if you're Valens, but gonna have to try and fight this back here. But the frag's just not really going your way at the moment. 2 players left. That fake plant trying to bait some information out. In fact, does get around that corner, does Wilkie, but somehow it's not going to matter all that much, and it's simply Allison who is quickly dispatched. So it's, round by round, Benny, just looking like a Levitate half, no matter how you slice it. And I mean, already at 10-3, you're in a tough spot for sure if you're Imperium. Granted, of course, we all know this is not a T-sided map, very much CT-sided, but 10-5 at best is certainly not ideal.
No, it's not. I mean, and that's the thing. It's at best. So, I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on this round. Imperium haven't been able to find much of anything. That grenade could... Oh, it's just gone a little bit too late, hasn't it? But the peak is there. Oh, and that one hasn't. Ellison lost 43. He's trying to move up here towards the exit of Monster here. So much utility from the CTs. And Wilkie finds the opening kill. As Knox here on B short is going to get right underneath that AWP. Atomic down. It's not in a recoverable position, that AWP. And Swan coming in from the connector at the right time will take down Wilkie. The lens from the pit will fall. Ellison trades. Sherps gets one. Delta as well chiming in, but it's left Sherps in the 1v2. He has the bomb. This is doable. He'll go for the plant default. But how is he going to play the 1v2? Both players coming from the A site.
It's tough, right? Sherps has to do this perfectly. Oh, gets aggressive. I actually do think this is the right decision, considering there's an AWP. Swan looks that direction, but then turns away. Now this is so doable. 1 player left, and is against Delta. Takes that first swing. Now has to reload. The Sherps gets up aggressive, and Delta 9 is winning out on the headshot, though. So, yet another round going the way here of Levitate, as it's now 11-3. And remember our discussion about 10-5 at best. Well, it's certainly going to be 10-5 now.
Yeah, no, and almost look. It was. I like like you said. I like that he played aggressive. Right. It is a decent call, especially since with the jump out towards heaven. It gives you a good angle. But in all fairness, he didn't plant the bomb for himself. So, not that he could. He wasn't. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't in a position where he could have with the 2 players heaven. He was kind of stuck in there. But I thought he used the smoke to escape out towards short initially. And I thought that would have been an even better play, but nonetheless, Imperium or Levitate come away with the round either way. And the hindsight is 2020. In all fairness to him, to Sherps, and it's left them 8 rounds behind here. Delta very close on an off angle, but Sherps wins the duel, and ooh, Sherps gets a second. That's Swan to fall, and now the A site's completely crumbled. This bomb will go down.
Yeah, that's a huge duel to win, right? You just swing around the corner, take that easy headshot, and now you're in a good position here, Imperium, in the final round of the half to pick up this one. There's still 3 players here ready to go here for the defense. As Levitate look to get aggressive, get the boost, aren't really going to spot much of anything. They do know one player sitting over here towards Optimus. Shot is missed, and trade immediately there onto Atomic. So now it's on to Sherps to be the hero once again. Has 4 frags now in the round, and Nox has to do it alone. Verse 2, blinded up and dispatched. Wilkie steals away that ace, but it's all good because Imperium pick up their 4th round.
Much needed 4th round. And so 11-4 at halftime. It's going to be the Levitate with the advantage. Vincent, we were talking about the game that I did last night. I know you weren't with us, but it's all right. Down in advanced, and it was 11-4. It was Able versus
Oh, yes.
what do you call it? Who'd they play again?
You're the one who casted it. Why are you asking
Infinity.
me?
No, they played Infinity. So what do you call it? And it was 11-4 half, and then Infinity ran out 8 rounds in a row. So, I mean, Imperium are going to be looking for the same thing here, certainly. And I think CT side of Overpass is certainly doable. By the way, the forgetting team name, that's a throwback to Saturday's event, isn't it?
Yes. Oh man, you cannot remember a team name for the life of you, but it's okay. I'm here to hopefully help. Though if I wasn't there, it does make things a little bit more difficult to help you out on. Nonetheless, yeah, a pretty solid position for Levitate. That being said, Imperium are not out of this just yet. Like you were mentioning, you can always see the comeback. With 4 rounds, you have enough room to somewhat work with, is the thing. But it's still going to be a bit of a journey, a mountain, as the what is that the caster phraseology? A mountain to climb.
A mountain.
A mountain to
Yes.
climb.
Well, but for Imperium, they're hoping that there ain't no mountain high enough. That's for sure.
Oh.
As they need.
Wait, hold on. Is it Levitate who are hoping that there ain't no mountain high enough?
What do you mean?
Because they want it to be even higher, so that Imperium can't climb it.
I was gonna say Imperium are hoping that there ain't no mountain high enough to keep them from getting the win.
Oh, I see. Okay,
But-
okay. You were going in a different direction. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. Jakey's got his head in his hand. He was so disgusted at that reference. But nonetheless, it's okay, Jakey. It's okay.
I think I saw the viewership go down after that.
It wouldn't be a surprise. If you came here for good jokes and not terrible pop references, usually 90s. That one's even earlier than you've come to the wrong place, because there's not going to be any great reference. Exclamation point pro will explain everything you ever need. But enough with the banter. It is going to be the second half, right? We're underway. Imperium start their CT side, and it's a really crucial pistol for them.
Incredibly. Imperium, what can they do here? The push out onto B is met with no resistance, considering the push through water was there. Okay, what is this rotation? They're going back up, getting some positioning over in heaven as the bomb gets planted down. Nox is ready and waiting for Wilkie's swing and dispatches him with ease. Nox another nice headshot and a tag as well, but it's not enough to get rid of these CTs, as they do find 2, make it 3 kills. It's an even position once more. He is in an interesting spot, and Swan needs to win this gunfight with the P250. Does just that, and Ellison was ready for hate, so it's still one-on-one here. Swan, half HP, but has run away, playing this very passively. Exactly what you want to see. Now gets aggressive, P250 in hand, and is going to be able to find this diffuser with ease. Ellison falls, and that's a nice round for Levitate. They make it a 13-4 game.
That is such an odd pistol round. Like, I've seen it before. Like, CTs go down connector, right? And the Ts have decided to go for the B rush. And then they understand that the CTs are starting to pressure them from construction. So they rotate back up towards A through the underpass. And I'm like, okay, it's not the oddest thing in the world. But then they started to feign that. And then they came back. And then the CTs had one player wind up in heaven. It was just an odd round. But I love the way the 1v1 was played because he faked the run out of monster to go up B short. Then he sat there up on the ledge, up on the side of kind of the wall there, and then came right back around out monster for the peak, and that is superb. Played the time excellent, and Levitate get what was a really crucial round for Imperium. Levitate take away. Now they got Galils and AKs coming in against Deagles. These Deagles have to perform because Imperium are they don't have much. They're running out of track to run here as Levitate get closer and closer to 16.
Yeah, and I did say 13. I don't know what I was thinking, but it is 12-4. What am I on? But yeah, these deagles do need to be impactful. We've seen some okay deagle shots. I feel from Imperium today. A couple of almost round victories, but not really ever quite able to bring it over the edge, right? And that's what you need in a round like this. You need to do some huge economic damage at the very least, and or have a potential at around victory. One player is here ready to go. Valence is in a very forward position. Spotted one out as well. Misses the headshot though, and that's the crucial, difficult spot. Because now they can just run away. Wilkie does trade 1-for-1 on the site. Not too bad, but it's still left in a 2-on-4. A couple players tagged though. These Eagles could be deadly.
Yeah, they have the chance to do some damage. Oh, Sharps gets one. Delta's right there, though. And now Valent, he's not even going to get it out of connector. He's just going to be ripped apart by Hate. Levitate 13-4. You needed a big performance. You come in on your opponent's map pick, and so far you've done just that. They're within 3. They have a 9-round advantage. And it's just pistols for Imperium. This is far from ideal. They really could hope, even if they don't win this round, which obviously I wouldn't put anything down that they would, to just get 2-3 kills here, something, because you're going to need to really get in a scenario where it has to be a Herculean comeback to get anything away from this map. And this is your map pick, as the aggression for the CT is not good enough. Ellison gets one, but they lose 2. Valenz is finally there to trade it back, but not before Nox clicks him with the AK. And that's left the player advantage again for Levitate. They've at least got those 2 kills I mentioned for, though, Vincent.
Yeah, exactly. It's not too shabby, is the way I would describe things. Especially not if Atomic could find something there. It does get a dink onto Ghosty, which could allow for Sherps to find something. But, regardless of what Sherps finds, I think that you can be pretty happy with a couple of kills. Especially because realistically, like what Imperium had invested, you can't expect much more. I do like that the Levitate, they are now playing this very together, very safe, not wanting to give too much of anything away. They're very aware that Sherps can find a couple of quick kills with the Deagle, and then it's suddenly a 1-on-1 and very scary. So yeah, not wanting to give too much away, and like you said, on Imperium's map pick, this is definitely a great way to start off a series.
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly these AKs, Nox. There's no reason for you to be looking up B short, but you got coverage there. Just stick your crosshair down towards long. There you go. As the bomb is going to go, that it's Deagle's just playing for exit kills. Sherps wants the weapon. Nice, he recovers the Galil, and so it will be 14 for Levitate though, as it is going to be a 10-round advantage now. And I just want to point out in the chat something, Vincent, very quickly. Avery, obviously with the delay, has said that has to be the most countered pistol I've ever seen. Yeah, it was quite an odd one, mate. That's in all honesty. But nonetheless, 10 rounds to the good for Levitate. They have to be loving life right now. The buy's finally in for Imperium. They do get the AWP up. They have an AUG up. The saved Galil will help matters, but not a ton of utility. And so looking to take these kills from this early boost. Wilkie blind is going to have to duck beneath it. But Atomic aggressive towards long. Finds a kill on Ghosty.
Well, if Wilkie, if this boost works out for Wilkie like it did for Hate on the other side, then I'm sure that Imperium are going to be loving that. Though nobody's really here at the moment for the side of Levitate. So not really a big problem for them, is off the back of that pick, they are kind of reeling, just trying to find some position, something on this map to to reaggress onto it, and they are heading back towards B. They were fully committed over towards A just a little bit ago, but now rotating in. They have enough utility, I should say, to get a solid execution, and that's a very solid shot. Knox with a frag onto Ellison, and there goes a Molly. Loki on the re-aggression, trying to answer back. Finds the first. That's on Delta 9. And now the swing comes in. Hate is traded by a frag grenade. That's so unfortunate for Hate. It just leaves Swan in this spot. 1-on-2. Knows where this AWP player is and has an idea of where the second. Missed the shot close range. Pulls out the deagle, but the deagle spam's good, so it leaves just one. Now, Valens is close by on the site, trying to eke his way around Swan. As he knows, spots out the shoulder and gets the shot. The 1v2 clutch for Swan.
Oh, the 1v3 from Swan. That is superb from him. And I thought he was in a bit of trouble there when he missed the shot in towards water, but a really quick draw for the pistol. That was lightning quick, and he gets the kill. And Valens, just the peek from the bridge, a little too, he just kind of over peaked, or, I mean, I guess he couldn't have known that the player was playing a wider angle, Swan, so, it exposes him on the initial jiggle, and he could just hold the angle with the deagle, and then the low HP does the rest of the work. But brilliantly played, it has to be said. And now Levitate had with a big opportunity. Swan and Delta take the kills away here, and Knox in the connector will win that gun duel. A 2 versus 5, and MP9 to Famous is all that remains to try and keep Imperium in their first map.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought we saw a bit of a different weapon come out, one that you hate, and I was gonna die laughing, but I just couldn't see. So, never mind. Nonetheless, yeah, this is a very good position. Levitate are they're just looking really strong. They look like they have a great handle on this map. They know what they're doing. They know what to look for, and like I was talking about, I think we were talking in the pregame. You know, Third Impact, they played that team on this map, and it was a very close game. That was in the series that they took their only map victory. Did Levitate, so a position that I think is fairly strong for them, and this really shows that, right, as they move on to A. I think this is really just a formality, though, at this point, considering the weaponry there for the CTs.
Yeah, it's got to be really something miraculous. Ghosty's going to take down Wilkie. There's no way at that range the MP9 does anything, and it's all on to Ellison. 63 HP, and the Dream, well, it's very, very quickly dead. Hate gets the kill, 16-4 on the Overpass as well. I mean, this is a map Imperium have put up good performances on. You know, it is one of the better maps that they play, and they get rocked 16-4. And now you're looking at Nuke next, right? That's map number 2. And the big thing, too, is this is a map that Levitate plays some really good Counter-Strike on. Sure, they haven't gotten the results, but the performances have certainly been there. And you're asking quite a quest of trying to go onto this map of Nuke and finding a way to take this away from Levitate.
Yeah, I really think that's that's the issue, right? You really do have to ask the question, like, can Imperium take that away from Levitate? And I find that to be a very tough ask, like you're setting up. Realistically, they're in a position where I think that Valens had a little bit of a rough game there. I think that a couple of players actually had a little bit of a rough game there individually, and that on top of the fact that it just didn't look great tactically, or honestly, it didn't even look bad tactically. I'm now thinking about it, and I liked some of the ideas that Imperium had. There was a couple of times where they were just dry peeking that really was questioning, but and it was one of those, like, when it worked out, like, if you remember, I forget who it was Sherps who swung out on A fully dry and got 2 kills, and I'm like, oh well, okay, I guess, like, you can dry peek if you're gonna win those duels, but they just weren't winning them most of the time, and that's where I'm like really struggling, because the utility usage is so important on Nuke, and I just didn't see that necessarily, and we didn't see enough of their CT side to know if that was an issue on the CT side.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, and I think like you said, they were just dry peeking too many angles, losing the gun duels. But then on the T side as well, they seem to lose the timing. I mean, there's a chance where they had an even round, and I think it was Swan push down connector, finds the pick on the last player in towards construction, and they always just seemed to not. They just were in a position where they weren't finding the timing, and they didn't have enough map control really to move towards one of these sites confidently enough without losing enough players. It's a big difference when you looked right yesterday's game, going back to yesterday's game for Able versus Infinity, which is a division below, right? You look at what Able can do in terms of sending a player in towards long, having aggression towards long, making presence there, and then moving over towards B and using that to rotate a player down. You say connector and then put pressure on B and you take the B bomb site. Or you had on the CT side, you had aggression from Infinity where they come out. Some rounds they get aggressive towards the bathrooms area or towards long or towards mainly construction, which to me is probably one of the most important areas of the map on Overpass. And then you have a few rounds where you play back within sight, and it makes it very difficult for the teams because now they don't know, are they aggressing towards construction? Do I have to use a lot of utility to clear that area out just to make sure that that's free for rotation or something, and then they reaggress again towards that area at the later part of the half. So for me, there was none of that. It was just kind of go see these gun duels, try to get a
Bland.
player. It's just very bland, right? It was like play off a pick, which can work in a round that you need it to, but it's not going to work in a half that you need to win. And I think that was the main difference here, I think, for Imperium. And now, like you mentioned, with Nuke around the corner, they have to really scrap it has to be a completely different game plan, a completely different playbook for their Nuke, and their only real saving grace, I guess you could say, is that they're going to start on the CT side on this map.
Yeah, that is certainly the saving grace. A not great Nuke can really be covered up by a CT side that happens to get rolling, that happens to get a good pistol going, that is able to pick up a gun round here and there. Like those things can be covered up fairly easily, and I'm not saying that that's the case for Imperium. Maybe they come out swinging on Nuke. I'd love to see that. I really think that that's possible, but it is so difficult to realistically see that after that performance there's gonna have to be listen, there's gotta be a coach discussion right now in game chat. Like, listen, guys, like you know what to do. Like these players are incredible. Like there's no players that are bad here in this server. At the very highest level, compared to the average, but it's just a matter of putting together what and making it work in the server. And I think that we just didn't see that there, particularly not on the utility, particularly not when it came to the strategy. And I need to see that better. I need to see more of that strategy coming out from Imperium. Otherwise, I think Levitate have this 2-0.
Yeah, I look. I thought at the beginning with the Overpass coming out, this is going to be a tight contest, but given the way that Overpass has gone, I don't think I really think this is 2-0 as well now. So we'll see if that's the case. It's going to have to be, we did talk quite a bit, so it's going to have to actually be a very short break, but we are going to throw to a quick break. We'll be back in about a minute or two with the second map, Nuke, coming up just a few moments time. Don't